Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going back into my basement and cold room. I have wanted to do this for a little while since I did that cold room about 3 months ago. I saw these Home Depot buckets and one other one that I knew I had brown rice in. These were some of the first buckets I ever put together back in 2015, 2016, around that area. And I wanted to get back to those because I knew I had brown rice down there. And as you know, it doesn't last that long. And at the time we were eating brown rice and I didn't know any better. So I want to get into these buckets that I know aren't food grade, but they can hold food if you put them either in a Mylar bag or maybe a food saver bag or some other bag. You can put the food right into a Home Depot bucket like you can the white food grade buckets. So I wanted to look at these 5 buckets and see what I had in them, because on the labels it doesn't quite specify what it is. So I want to open up and try and preserve my food correctly for the long term. So this is what this video is going to be about. So these are the 5 buckets I want to work on today. These Home Depot buckets here, this one has white rice in it. I have sugar, basmati rice, jasmine rice. And I want to specifically work on these 5 buckets today because these Home Depot buckets aren't necessarily food grade. You don't want to open up, say, rice and just pour it in. And then I have this bucket which is food grade, but I have brown rice in it. And as you can see, I need to label these a little bit better than what they are because I don't say whether it's in Mylar bags or what it is. These ones, I did that and I was really specific on what kind of bag they were in. These 5 I did in the beginning, so I want to make sure that my food lasts a long time in these buckets and that they're stored correctly. So I had these 5 buckets brought up and I'm going to open them with my little handy dandy tool. And I am upstairs in my kitchen where it's a lot warmer than it is in my basement. So I'm just going to use this tool to go around and pull the tops off. Now they do still have the seals on them and I don't want to necessarily pull the seal on them, so I'm going to see if I can kind of finesse the top off without actually breaking that seal. I don't want to pull that seal off to open the bucket. So I got the first one open without breaking the seal, and lo and behold, what do I have? Mylar bags. I did not expect that. Yep, this is the rice. There is white rice in this particular one, and I did not expect it to be in Mylar bags. This is the one that has the brown rice and the white rice. It actually has white and brown rice, and they are all in Mylar bags. I'm wondering if I should just leave this. I don't know. And I have the directions here to cook the rice. This was not what I anticipated. So yeah, this is how you want to be storing your rice for long terms, in Mylar bags. So the fact that these are already in Mylar bags is great. I won't need to repack these if I decide that I want to leave that brown rice in there for a couple of more years and then use it up. So it is, this particular one, stored correctly. So I'm going to label that, and then I'm going to get started on these other 4 Home Depot buckets. So this first Home Depot bucket has jasmine rice and salt in it. So I want to see what it is packed in so I can decide whether I need to repack it or it's packed properly. So as you can see, the salt is in the food saver bags, and I believe, if you want to correct me in the comments, I believe this is okay to leave like this because it's not directly in the actual bucket. It's no oxygen absorbance, as you can see, because the salt isn't hard, and it's okay. So I think I'm going to leave these unless someone tells me differently in the comments. I think I'm going to leave all this salt. There's sea salt, there's iodized salt, and then my jasmine rice is in Mylar bags. This one is in a Mylar bag that's also sold, but if you look down the bottom, that is in Mylar bags as well. So I think I'm going to leave these because I think this is good. Other than those food saver bags with the salt in them, I think that should be okay too. So this bucket, I'm actually just going to make sure the label is correct, noting the Mylar and the plastic food saver bag. And I'm just going to write that on the label, and I'm going to call this bucket good. So I'm going to move on to the next 3 buckets that I have here. And yeah, I'm going to call this one good. So the next Home Depot bucket I checked was assorted beans and salt, and as you can see, they are in the food saver bags and the vacuum seal is holding on them. So again, I'm going to call it good unless somebody in the comments tells me otherwise. And down the bottom, as you can see, there are some Mylar bags of salt. So I'm going to leave this one as is and check the other 2 buckets with the basmati rice and the sugar in them. So I did open up the other 2 buckets. The rice was actually in Mylar bags and the sugar was in plastic food saver bags. So the moral of the story for me is to label my buckets with more detail than I think they're going to need, whatever packaging I have put them in. So that's my tip for you today. Label your buckets with as much detail as you can. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos.